Ooh. Hello, my name is Matthias CZR1. I am going to be doing a replay review on the map of Gilroy's Harbor today. And this is a game that I actually played with my friend Jimmy a couple months back earlier this year. And for those of you who don't know, I haven't really posted a Co. 1 video in a long time. I'm sorry about that, life's pretty busy. This year has been a bit hectic. But since I'm kind of on vacation right now, I might pump a few videos out on YouTube for you guys to all enjoy. So, anyway, the map obviously is Gilroy's Harbor. Jimmy's playing as the I'm playing as the Americans. Jimmy's playing as the British. And, it's a basic map. A lot of Axis players like to play on this map, and it's kind of hard to find other lobby games. So you're forced to play on these kind of bridge-like maps where there's a lot of choke points, which really favors the Axis. So basic play of the game is, allies have to secure their side of the map and then push into the German side, where the Germans just kind of have to hold out for as long as they can until they get heavy vehicles out. First engagement, we have Luftwaffe Squad versus Jimmy's Bren Carrier. Wow, that is really loud for me. So it looks like this Panzer Elite player, by, I don't know his name, it's boxes basically. This means that he has got Chinese characters on there, so probably a Chinese player. So he went Luftwaffe right off the bat. He's trying to contest this area. So usually what the Axis like to do is they like to hold this central point here, this road, and they'll use engineers to tank trap and block this off. If they're able to block this off with tank traps, that's actually a huge win for the Germans early game as they can hold on to territory. Jimmy goes for an aggressive start here and actually builds a mortar pit, which is very good. It stops the machine guns from actually pushing up and pinning him here in his base. I'm moving machine gun teams here to support him as well. Looks like we both tank trapped this side of the map, so no one's going to be fighting or going through this footbridge anytime soon. And this is what really surprised us when we first started off in this game, because usually you don't see Axis push early game. They usually tend to just camp and hold their ground against the Allies. But in this case, which makes this game rather unique, is the Germans just go all out on this game. They go for an all-out offensive on poor Jimmy here, and Jimmy's going to find himself in the shit, so to speak, and I see this, and I try and pull my MG back as fast as I can, saying, holy shit, this guy's really going for it. At least Jimmy built his mortar pit up. The enemy's going to try and get in close with the machine gun and try and kill it. I also have my sniper here to support. I want to shoot, but I can't risk it with the scout car. He'll get killed. But he pushes up anyway. He spots the sniper. I set up the machine gun, pin the squads. I try and desperately repair the Bren Carrier. Scout car shifts targets. I get the fuck out of there with the sniper. Enemy has their own sniper. I lose my machine gun in the process, and it looks like it's game over at this point. Jimmy's lost almost everything. His mortar pit's down. The enemy do lose their scout car, but I actually happen to go a mortar team. And you don't usually see this. American mortar teams, they're actually pretty good, surprisingly. If you're going American, it's kind of good to go kind of all three, go machine gun, mortar, and sniper, instead of just going sniper spam. So Jimmy's Bren Carrier is still in the fight, but he's losing all of these rifle sections, or infantry sections. And yeah, Jimmy loses absolutely everything in this engagement. We were not expecting the Germans just to push so aggressively. But at the same time, the enemy's lost a lot of numbers too. They haven't had any squad wipes, but they've lost a lot in terms of manpower. Enemy sniper here on the field. I obviously don't see this, and I'm trying to mortar this machine gun because I know that Luftwaffe squad's going to try and take that machine gun position. I see the sniper there. I retreat because I see their Kettenkrad cloaked, and I know he's going to spot. Looks like he's trying to block that Bren carrier. So even though Jimmy's mortar pit's gone, I actually managed to at least, you know, force off the enemy with my own mortar. A little bit of body blocking here. Sniper being annoying. So at this point, Jimmy's lost a lot. I'm the only one really trying to hold this front and help him set himself up. Enemy sniper again. At least we killed the kitten crab. The enemy kind of overstay their welcome here. They don't really fully retreat here. There's the sniper. And he's very greedy with this sniper. He doesn't retreat. I don't know why he didn't do that in the first place. I guess he just wanted to get that extra shot off to kill the engineer team. Or maybe he wasn't paying attention. Jimmy decides to go Royal Engineer at this point. So me and Jimmy are on Discord at this time. So we both decide, hey, I lost everything. I'm just going to go for broke. I'll go for a Churchill. I say, okay, I'll go infantry. So you can see here I went infantry. And this is a usual combination on this map. Usually you'll see either Americans go armor and British go Royal Artillery, or on the other hand, British will go Royal Engineers and Americans will go Artillery. So you always need one person to go Artillery and the other person goes tanks. Airborne is also viable on this map, but you always need Arty on this map just to win the late game. So Germans are going to make their push again. They do have a martyr out, so they did tech up pretty fast. Since me and Jimmy were kind of on the back foot. Martyr one-shots the Brent carrier. Churchill's going to be good against this infantry, however, this Martyr is going to be a serious threat to this Churchill, so I actually decided to deploy smoke from this mortar team to make sure the Churchill gets out of dodge. Don't know why the machine gun sets up that way. Shit happens, I guess. Nice, he finally hits that mine. And the German assault's been repelled for now. I went double sniper out of desperation. Early game. And I set the machine gun here on this side just to make sure the Germans don't tank trap this area as well. Because usually you'll see the Germans tank trap here and here as well. Again, the Martyr being annoying. Jimmy's trying to push up and kind of keep the enemy at bay so they don't start pelting his HQ. I deploy smoke again to make sure the Churchill can get out of there, but it looks like the smoke shells aren't really landing in the right places. Yeah. Martyr gets the kill on the Churchill. Again, Jimmy is just really hurting right now. But the Germans don't have any support weapon teams to kind of threaten these snipers. The only problem I have right now is this Martyr. But I am deploying smoke in front of this Martyr 3, and what that actually does is it reduces the overall accuracy of the Martyr. It's just a shame it got the final shot off on this Churchill. And at this point, I'm tagging up as fast as I can. I go motor pool instead of going tanks. Take down the machine gun. I was hoping the Martyr would run over this mine, but no luck for me, I guess. And I did happen to OP this ammo point and this ammo point as well, so Jimmy has got ammo to upgrade his infantry sections, and I've got ammo to call in artillery. But I don't think we're able to save this. I call in artillery here just to make sure I can kill this Martyr and save Jimmy's HQ, but no luck. Yeah, it goes down. I think he gets out of there alive? Yeah, he does. It's a Vet 2 Martyr. That's very annoying. Vet 2 offensive veteran. See, that thing is almost as powerful as what? I think a Flak 88 maybe. Germans going to the flank here. And I'm not really proud of it, to be honest. I did go triple sniper just to deal with these Panzer Grenadiers, and that's mainly because I never really went barracks for riflemen, and Jimmy lost all of his infantry sections in that first assault the Germans had. So I kind of had my hand forced and went triple sniper. I maybe could have gone an extra MG, but the thing is, I happened to grab this MG42 from the enemy, so I thought, hey, I'd be okay. I don't need to get an extra HMG team. And at this point, what I'm doing is I'm just spamming out AT guns to make sure the enemy doesn't overwhelm us with tanks. And the eventual goal is to get artillery, you know, build it here in my base so I can shell the enemy and really put the pressure on them. Germans go for a mortar team. I guess that's to counter my mortar. Germans did build a sniper team of their own. Yeah, it doesn't look like the Germans have a lot, but the thing is they have a lot of fuel, so at this point they're just kind of biding their time and trying to tech up as fast as they can. This other guy as well. You know, to be honest, I think they're actually both Chinese because this one has the character boxes, but on top of that, this guy only has a bunch of serial code numbers here, which usually stands for an account. And usually a lot of Chinese accounts they won't actually have names, they'll just have number designations. It's just my thoughts and opinions. It could be that this person just added a bunch of numbers, I don't know, maybe. Germans repair this bridge and try and push from this direction. However, I did build tank traps here, so that is going to stall them. I wonder, can it squeeze through there? No, it can. But it can destroy the barbed wire. So the Wehrmacht goes double sniper to counter my triple snipers, which is understandable. I build an MG nest to stop the enemy from pushing here, also deploy my AT guns. And then I realize, ah shit, he's pushing through this area. So now I gotta fucking pull my shit back, but what did I plan here? I can't remember exactly. I think me and Jimmy just go for broke here and actually just push the enemy. Looks like Wehrmacht wasn't paying attention, loses a sniper in the process. And I happen to actually kill both, huh? That really is a shame. So it really looks like the Panzerleut's kind of carrying this game. Wehrmacht, I mean, he was supporting his teammate, but I guess he just wasn't paying attention. Me and Jimmy have a free hand. He's capping as much as he can. Panzer IV is here, but I am pushing up the AT gun. He's being annoying with that martyr. So I have to pull my AT gun all the way back just to deal with him. Jimmy buttons. Because that Wehrmacht wasn't paying attention, he lost both those snipers. The enemy doesn't have anything to really counter this. They did get a Stu 42, and he's not paying attention for the arc trajectory. So kind of a base trade going on here. But Germans don't have anything to counter the snipers and the 57mm gun. Yeah, Stu's not going to win this. Main gun destroyed. Really shitty luck on the Wehrmacht. Wehrmacht's just having a really rough time of it. I do happen to kill the martyr with the AT gun, but I don't really have any MGs here to stop the Panzer Grenadiers from pushing. Ring around the rosy with the Stu 42, but I did double layer my AT guns where I got one AT gun covering the other. Stu goes down. Panzer IV hits a mine that I laid with my engineers. Jimmy's lieutenant gets wasted. And what really seems like a match that the Axis had early game, that they were going to win, has now completely flipped. And it really looks like the Germans are now on the back foot, and me and Jimmy are just kind of leading here for the time being. Jimmy's trying to check up. I'm assuming he's getting the armored command truck. Yep, because he got the captain out. So the whole point is Jimmy techs up and gets tanks while I just stay at tier 3 for motor pool and tech up straight to Artie. But we really didn't expect the Germans to fumble the mid game so badly. Snipers doing their thing. I got 3 AT guns, and I have the mortar as well, which is Vet 1. Do I still have any of my engineers left? I think they all died. No. Oh yeah, I forgot. I actually tech up for demo charges, just to make sure I can blow this bridge, but I don't think he allows this to happen. But regardless, me and Jimmy are already knocking at this guy's door. Yeah, engineers get forced off. Looking back out of it, I think I should have gotten M3 half track so I can reinforce these AT guns on the field. But then again, Jimmy's base is right here. I could just retreat back to it and reinforce. So I finally get sick of these infantry units, so I decided to call off Rangers and upgrade them with Thompsons to force off these STGs. Engineers miraculously survive. My base has taken a bit of a beating, but it's still going. So Luftwaffe and Blitzkrieg. Germans gonna have to get out their own sniper. It looks like they did. Yep, there's a sniper right there. So that sniper's gonna be a huge pain in the ass. He's gonna be decrewing all of these AT guns. And the snipers might also be threatened as well. They also go for mortar half-track to counter the AT guns. Jimmy's out with his first armored staghound. And honestly, I think what the Wehrmacht player needs to do, he needs to just tech straight up to Stukas at this point. They need some form of artillery, heavy artillery. I go for snipers because I had the extra manpower, and I thought, hey, why the hell not? I know it's a bit dirty, and I probably should take a shower after watching this game. But just to say, I mean, we almost lost early game. We almost lost everything. .57mm gets decrewed. Panzer IV gets the hell out of there. Staghound's gonna hold its own against the Stu 42. That mortar half-track is gonna be a problem. But I do tech up for artillery first, and since the first 105 is on the field, that's gonna be a huge problem for the enemy to deal with. I also happen to lay the demo traps on this side of the map to make sure if they push across, I can detonate the bridge. Happen to kill a camouflage Kettenkrad. Rangers get forced off, and now Panther battle groups on the field. And that's going to be a huge deal for Jimmy's Firefly. One Firefly against 2 Panthers is not going to be enough. I did happen to lose my other AT gun, so I only have this one AT gun out on the field. Jimmy could technically recruit if he could, but I think he's more concerned about getting his Firefly out of there, but ooh, he dies. But he does trade a Panther for it, so that is actually a pretty good trade. 1 Firefly for 1 Panther. I will definitely take that. Looks like Staghound is gonna also bite the dust as well. I'm trying to mortar this mortar half-track, not mortar, artillery, this mortar half-track with the 105. I build a second battery, but no luck on hitting that mortar half-track. So long as that mortar half-track's up, he's gonna keep bombarding these 57mm anti-tank guns, and we're just not gonna have the pushing power actually to go in here. German goes 3 snipers as well, just to counter my 4 snipers. Jimmy's still trying to recover and rebuild his army after that first disastrous engagement. He does have sappers with Piets, and he is going for more Fireflies. Honestly, Jimmy, I think looking back at this, I would have gone for Royal Engineers instead of the Piets. Jimmy does build a 17-pounder, which is actually good since I do happen to lose all the fucking anti-tank guns like a scrub. Mortar half-track's good. Please nerf. So an MG nest with a 17-pounder will definitely hold this corridor against any pushes from the enemy. Stogs need repairs. Germans trying to consolidate what they have. I'm trying to build more artillery. Jimmy's trying to recover. And the whole point of this map for allies is you can't really let the enemy just camp. You know, the later the game goes, the more advantageous it is for the Axis. So, for the allies, you just have to constantly keep pushing. You really have to keep up that pressure against the enemy. I happened to get really lucky because I knew the snipers were there because they fired, so I hit them with artillery. 2 snipers dead off the bat. There is still 1 sniper left. I don't know where he is. I can't see him. I do see this Burger Tiger here trying to recover these vehicles, and I know that's going to be a problem. Sniper fires. I see this, but I get the fuck out of there. And like an idiot, I'm not actually paying attention because I see the Burger Tiger. The Panther actually slips by through this bridge here, which it turns out to be really disastrous. I lose this gun, and I think I also lose this gun as well. But on the bright side, the Germans do lose this Burger Tiger, so they can't recover all their lost vehicles. Jimmy's trying to push here. I call in another Ranger squad out of desperation to hit rear armor on this Panther, which actually does quite a bit of damage. Rangers are pretty good against tanks, but the thing is, bazookas really have a shitty penetration, so if you really want them to do damage, you need to get behind the tank. Jimmy's pushing with the Firefly since the Panther is up in my base. I lose the 105, which does hurt, but I still have this other one. Rangers do push off this Panther, and it looks like the Panther's going to go back through this bridge. This time I am actually going to keep an eye on this bridge to make sure this fucker doesn't get back a second time. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But he doesn't get that chance, I make sure of that. Jimmy tries to cap this field point and digs in, but the Germans are building a flak battery. We don't really see this. So Panther Battle Group is dead. He did manage to recover that Panzer IV, but he's really hurting on manpower. Germans kind of build this Flak 80 out of desperation to push back Jimmy's armor. Yeah, that Sherman Firefly's dug in like a tick. But that 88's going to force it back eventually. So, Germans a little bit back, a bit on the back foot. They're still holding their ground, but they have lost some, especially this ammo and this field point, which is really critical for them. They also did lose the hill as well. Because usually this map divulges into a big fucking clusterfuck fighting over this hilltop here. But as the Allies, if you're able to push along this main road and pressure their base directly, that's usually a win-win for the Allies. So bridge is gone. They're not going to repair that anytime soon, I hope. They do have Henschel strafing run, which is going to be a problem for Jimmy as he goes more armor. Germans trying to go for broke here, pushing with their Panzer IVs. Forces off my snipers, but Jimmy does have double Fireflies, which is going to be a major threat. And I'm just continuously shelling them with artillery. So it seemed like an absolute defeat early game is turning to be a really good game for us late game. the enemy does happen to find my sniper by accident with these pioneers, which sucks. But sniper makes it out of there alive. Holy shit. Really lucky. Germans have 2 repair bunkers, which is pretty good. It's going to auto-repair these tanks that the Panzerleague needs. Right now, Panzerleague just needs to rebuild their Panther battle groups to make sure Jimmy doesn't push with these Fireflies. But this Wehrmacht player, he really needs to tech up to Stukas. I don't really know what he's doing. He hasn't teched up to Tier 4 yet for Ostwinds or Panthers, but to be honest, Stu 42s are pretty good against infantry as well. Trying to cap and retake the hill so the Germans don't have any extra resources. Stormtroopers called on the field. Nice try with the assault grenades, but it's pretty hard to get them off. Oh, he does get them off. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Pencil strafing run's been called by the Panzerleague player. I think right here, maybe here. Jimmy's gonna get the fuck out of there with his Fireflies. 17 pounder is here though, so this is gonna stop the Germans from pushing up. I'm trying to take out the Pack 38 with this artillery. I only have 2 Rangers, but notice that even though I'm infantry, I'm not really Ranger spamming. Rangers, they're best employed against other infantry instead of tanks. The bazookas are more or less luxuries. Enemy tries to sneak in here with stormtroopers, don't really see this. And Jimmy gets really lucky here with his captain. He does spot this stormtrooper team. They're trying to kill this MG nest, but no luck. He gets the hell out of there, but I don't think he makes it out. Yeah, he's dead. Again, this Wehrmacht player just has really shitty luck. Panther battle group's been called out again. He's trying to repair this bridge to redeploy again, but I am keeping an eye on it. Stu-42 bites the dust from Jimmy's Fireflies. Panthers need to move up to the front here to make sure these tanks don't get slaughtered by the Fireflies. Have some music in the background at least. But right now, it looks like Germans are really hurting. I have a lot of manpower and fuel. I'm just kind of biding my time, seeing what the enemy gets more of, so I can respond with the proper counter. Jimmy pulls back, but 17 pounder's waiting for that Panther. Oof. That's a dead Panther right there. Yeah, gets body blocked by his teammate by this 242. Ah! Again, shitty luck. His teammate really just fucked him right there. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, I call artillery because I see that fucker repairing, and I start to lay a bunch of mines here to make sure the Panzerleague player doesn't pull the same trick off again. Flak 88's still here, but the problem is I need to actually get rid of this so Jimmy can push with his Fireflies. But because he doesn't have Royal Engineers, he's the repair speed is super slow. He is killing the Panther so it doesn't get built or rebuilt by a Burger Tiger. And I also think I tell Jimmy to destroy these AT guns as well because they're blocking the path of the tanks. And, I missed it. So this is the really shady thing, alright? So this is kind of what I wanted to save, but I missed it. So this Panzer Elite player, he's Luftwaffe, right? So he can call these Fallschirmjägers off anywhere at any time on the map. And I kind of have reason to believe that he may have been map hacking, seeing what we actually have, because I've got 2 artillery pieces here, right? One here, one here. They see that because I've been shelling the shit out of them. And what I try and do is I try and build a 3rd artillery piece right here. And there's no sight. He doesn't see this at all. There's no Kettenkrad, there's no Wehrmacht sniper. I don't know how he could possibly know that I was building another 105 artillery battery right there, right then and now. And it wasn't even complete. I started building that right there and then. And he immediately calls a Fallschirmjäger squad from this building to stop me from actually constructing that 105. And, I mean, I guess it could have been dumb luck. He maybe wanted to scout with the Fallschirmjägers. But calling off Fallschirmjägers in a building right next to an artillery piece that I just started to build is pretty fucking suspicious. But that's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys maybe think or not, but, I found that to be super suspicious. So I cancel building the 105 battery and I get the hell out of there with the engineers. And I happen to pull back my Rangers to deal with this Fallschirmjäger team. Maybe he called off the Fallschirmjägers to just deal with this artillery battery as well. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the circumstances, they're just really sketchy. Looks like flame engineers are enough to actually kill these Fallschirmjägers. I mean, I guess he could have upgraded them with the FG-42s, but I think he's trying to save for this Henschel strafing run. Where are my Rangers? Oh, they're dead. How did they die? Ah, shit, I can't remember. Anyway, Fallschirmjägers get annihilated by the snipers. He never makes it home. Flak 88 still up. I've been trying to shell it, but this building has been kind of taking the shells from my artillery, covering it. And they can't aim for shit either. So 242 Stews and Panzer IV is going to force off the infantry here. Double Firefly is nice against all this armor, but Jimmy might need an extra Firefly to deal with this. Jimmy does go Croc Tank mainly to deal with the Panzerschreck teams. From the Wehrmacht player who does go Grenadiers, I believe. They do get wiped, if I'm right. But they're all dead. Cruise the mortar, takes the bazookas from my dead Rangers. Poor bastards. Strafing run gets called off. And I got really unlucky there. Churchill gets blown up, but he actually happens to run over a sniper. I got really lucky that the other sniper didn't get run over. But, in all honesty, I think this strafing run is kind of wasted because he didn't have his Kettenkrad here in position. Because for this ability to actually work strafing run, you need to have direct line of sight on the target. So if he maybe had that Kettenkrad here and then he called it off, Jimmy might have lost all of his tanks there. Firefly fucking destroys the Kettenkrad. So Germans still kind of holding onto the territory, but they are suffering a lot of losses in the process. Jimmy has lost a lot too, but he hasn't lost as much as he did in the beginning of the game. Mortar crew gets the hell out of there. I do happen to build my third artillery piece, however, I do kind of build it here in the back, safely, away from these buildings, because it was pretty suspicious with that Fallschirmjäger team. Oh, this one's decrewed. But at this point, I've got 4 artillery pieces. Germans don't have any artillery whatsoever to speak of. The Panzer Elite never went Hummels, so that was really shitty luck on their part. And the Wehrmacht player never really decided to go Stukas. He just kind of went for urban assault groups and manpower blitz. It really does seem like the Wehrmacht player was kind of the weakest link here in this match. I mean, he did go the proper counters. Now he actually builds a half-track, but honestly, it really does feel like it's too little too late. And at this point, Flak 88 gets decrewed by my snipers just because I got really sick and tired of trying to constantly shell this artillery. Another Panther battle group gets called off. But I just have too much arty. Germans are slowly but surely getting whittled away. Shoe bites the dust. Flak 88 decrewed. Panther bites the dust from Jimmy's Fireflies. Artillery again decrews the Flak 88. Really, this Flak 88's been the central problem. Ooh, Jimmy actually tries to take the Flak 88, but it gets blown up. And yeah, that's it. Really, how you want to win this match is artillery. Artillery, honestly. Tanks and artillery. Tanks to push through the strong points of the enemy, and artillery just to break the enemy's back. And that's really what happened this match. And yeah, that's game. So, that early game with the German push, really unexpected from the Germans. Honestly, they usually play more defensively. And me and Jimmy just really got lucky with that mid-game that the Germans kind of played very poorly, especially that Wehrmacht with the snipers. But then again, I kind of suffered, you know, shit to the brain when that Panther crossed that bridge and actually managed to kill that 105 battery I had. But, I mean, I eventually got him in the end. But it seems like the Germans played their early game really well, but their late game, they didn't really plan on it. And I think that early game win that they had kind of got to their heads and really made them play rather poorly. Well, anyway, I hope you guys all enjoy, and I will see you guys on the next Company of Heroes video. See you around.